this program, there is a video for a membership as well as there will be an agenda. So Mr. Ramna, please share it. Thank you, Mr. Ramna, for a wonderful membership campaign video. Now it's time to share with you an agenda of today's event. There will be a opening remarks by our ASSP Kuwait Chapter President. Then there will be a briefing of chapter activities. And then, as we know, today's valuable topic about World Environment Day, that is a significant of World Environment Day, and a speaker introduction will be there by our head of committee, Brother Yusuf. Then there will be felicitations and other questions and answers with cues. So you all are encouraged to be here, continuing with this program, and let's enjoy this event. So next, I would like to call, just before that, presidential address, we have a HSC moment. So I would like to request Mr. Ramna to share it.
Plastic has been a solution. It has given us convenience, affordability, utility. However, the durability of plastic is both its benefit and its curse. Plastic pollution endures. It's suffocating our planet. We have seen solutions that work, rejecting single-use plastics, creating circular and sustainable alternatives, managing plastic waste more efficiently. Together, let's create systems to better reuse, reduce, and recycle. Let's push for an ambitious global agreement to end plastic pollution. Let's demand governments and businesses act, commit, and set new standards. Use your voice and your choice to beat plastic pollution. Let's do better.
Thank you very much for sharing the video about plastic. Now I would like to call our president, Mr. Majruddin Sheikh, for his presidential address as opening remarks. Mr. Majruddin Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone. And a very warm welcome to each and every one of you as we here today to celebrate World Environment Day. It's really an honor to speak before you as we unite today for a global effort to beat plastic pollution. As you all are aware that the theme of this year's World Environment Day is Beat Plastic Pollution, because it's a very serious and urgent issue that threatens our planet. Every year, if you know, I'm sure all of we are seeing, hearing, listening, watching that millions of tons of plastic waste find their way into oceans, rivers, and landfills. And this is causing serious, irreparable damage to our ecosystem, marine life, and human health. It is the crisis that demand our immediate attention and collective action. So let us use this occasion to educate ourselves and others about the impact of plastic pollution on our environment. So on this World Environment Day, let us pledge to beat plastic pollution. Let us make our commitment to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And more on this, I would like to first thank our speaker today to be with us here to enlighten us that what at individual level we can do. So once again, a warm welcome to all of you on behalf of ASSP Kuwait Chapter. And we are very thankful that you spared your valuable time from your job, your families, to discuss on the very concerned matter globally. Thank you so much. Hand over to you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your valued information to us. Now it's time to share with you a brief information and brief activities which we have been conducted recently in this tenure. So we have been conducted a wonderful mega event, 11th Professional Development Conference 2023, and it was organized by our core as well as PDC committee. So a lot of efforts has been done by them, and it was a lot of speakers and valued members and the professionals from the world and locally, they joined and participated. We have been also organized an evening sessions for our members, as well as there was a mega event for the World Championship also during this evening sessions. Also, there was a pre and post conference workshops where locally members as well as the worldwide many members, they joined and attended the pre and post conference training and workshops, and they got a beneficial informations from the speakers as well as the trainers. Next, as I mentioned that we have organized in two way, that was the HSE Professional Championship 2023 online quiz. In the first round, we have been selected around 20 participants who was win, and then after it, the 5 winners was in the second round. And also we are thankful to our Safety Plus who given a sponsorship for it, and we are on behalf of ASSP Kuwait Chapter, we are thankful and we encourage to them to be part with us. Also, we have organized a seminar on psychological aspect of work, key job stresses, and yoga for health. So we are thankful to our vice committee and who organized a wonderful event under the umbrella of ASSP Kuwait Chapter. We have also again organized a wonderful event that was the webinar on insight into the importance of HSE certifications and its eligibility requirement. Our ambassador, Mr. Ashok Garlapati of BCSP, and Mr. Bala Shrikant was supported us in this. Next. We are also thankful to our head of the committee, Mr. Yusuf, who has been supported as a speaker to organize this wonderful scaffolding competent persons. And we are thankful to our head committee training, Mr. Mirza Mustaq, who has been supported on it. So a lot of members are benefited this program. We are also thankful to our ASSP Kuwait Toastmasters Club, who are organizing monthly twice ASSP Toastmasters meetings, and we are encouraged to all members to be joined, and this is the few glimpses of the meetings. Next. Now it's time to introduce to our World Environment Day and speaker introductions. I would like to invite to my head committee, Mr. Yusuf, to introduce our valued speaker. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah, this is the last technical meet for the physical year 22-23. The topic it is beat plastic pollution. This session is highly valuable, informative, educative, and packed with good knowledge and value addition. A warm and good evening to everyone. In order to commemorate World Environment Day and create mass awareness with actionable items on importance of this important event issue, which impacts our life and environment, this technical lecture is organized. Plastics have drastically improved our lives and thousands of types have been developed. They are produced in large quantity. Unfortunately, the used plastic stay in environment without degradation for hundreds of years. So the plastic pollution has become one of the most important and widespread environment issue worldwide. So on behalf of ASSP Kuwait Chapter, we extend a very warm welcome to our today's presenter, Mr. Bhanu Pratap Singh. He is working as an environmental engineer in KNPC, Mina Al Hamadi. He is a chemical engineer and having more than 30 years of experience in Middle East and also in India. He is passionate about self-development and creating excellence of technical issues, enhancing and sharing his experience. So with one word, he accepted our invitation and he came today to give a vast knowledge about this very important topic in today's event. So it's your dais, Mr. Singh. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Majaruddin, Mr. Abul, Mr. Yusuf.
Actually, just one moment, sir. Our president, Mr. Mazuddin Sheikh, he would like to say something about quiz.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I just would like to announce that we have a quiz after this presentation on environment. Please look at and listen to the presentation carefully. We will have 3 winners and they will receive valuable gifts from the ASSP Kuwait chapter, apart from the certificates. So this was just an announcement. Thank you so much, and please start.
Yes, sir.
Ramana, we could not hear anything. If you can just...
Yeah, looks like, yeah. Let us go back. Yeah.
Just a minute.
Just wait a few minutes. There is a technical issue. We are shorting.
Yeah. Yeah. Start video will not be there. Only this presentation is going to be there.
Yeah, video was
No, no video. Presentation and
any video is there in the
no. Okay. So good afternoon, all of you. We welcome all of you for this occasion of the 51st World Environment Day. The theme this time is Beat Plastic Pollution. So we'll be talking about the plastics and we'll be talking about the pollution and how to control them. We'll be talking about these 4 topics. We'll talk about the plastics and the plastic pollution. We'll talk about the statistical data and the magnitude of this issue, how to end the plastic pollution, and reuse, recycle, reorient, and diversify. So this plastic is one of the most important and widespread environmental issues worldwide, the plastic pollution. The plastics have drastically improved our lives. Thousands of types have been produced, and they are produced in large quantity. But the bad thing about plastic is they stay in environment without degradation for hundreds of years. For example, a plastic bottle will remain in the environment for maybe about 250 to 300 years. So fast increase in the production of disposable plastic products is not matched by the capacity to deal with used plastics like recycling, proper collection, and discarding practices, etc. So very significantly, it pollutes the land and water bodies like oceans and rivers, etc. Further, what happens is this sunlight, wind, and the wave action breaks down plastic waste into small particles called microplastics, which are spread throughout the world and cause harm to the life and vegetation. Plastic microfibers are also found in municipal drinking water systems and in the air. So plastic on land and plastic in water bodies at many places is almost impossible to recover. Now, let us try to understand some facts and figures. So the global refinery, this thing process crude oil. So the total quantity of the crude processed every year is about 5,000 million tons. 1 million tons, broadly speaking, is equal to one Olympic-sized swimming pool. If one Olympic-sized swimming pool is filled up with the water to the brim, so that is what is 1 million tons. It's a very huge number. So the global plastic production of plastics is about 400 million tons, and it serves many useful purposes. Rapidly growing production and consumption coupled with lack of circular approaches. So urgent environmental emergencies is to keep the plastic in the economy and out of the environment, and the extensive leakage of microplastic into the natures. So these are the environmental challenges. Say about 20 million tons of the plastic out of this 400 million tons leaks into aquatic ecosystems annually, from lakes to rivers to seas and from land-based sources. Plastic leakage is having major impact on the ecosystem, economies, society, human health, etc. We'll be talking about these things in a bit of detail in this presentation. Total amount of plastic estimated to have been made, that is produced from 1950 to 2017, is roughly about 9.2 billion tons, and half of which has been produced since 2004. That means not a very distant memory for all of us. Out of all the plastics discarded, only about 18% is incinerated, that is burnt. About 10% is recycled. And then what happens to the remainder? It is disposed of in landfills and dumps or released into the environment, including the oceans. And it is having very catastrophic effects. So what are the effects of plastic pollution, it affects the biodiversity. This planet belongs to not only human beings, but millions and millions of types of flora and fauna, that is the plants and animal species. So the plastic pollution, when we talk about the impact on the biodiversity, an estimate about 19 to 23 million tons of plastic leaks into the water bodies annually. The plastic pollution has got devastating effects on many of our organisms in the sea, river, and on the land because of wrongdoing on our part. So the marine litters harms many of the species, and about 90% of all the birds and fish are believed to have plastic particles in their stomach. Plastic pollution also leads to one of the main reasons for the climatic changes. The production of plastic is one of the most energy intensive manufacturing processes in the world. Then the third thing is about the human health. So microplastics can enter the body through inhalation and absorption via the skin, and they accumulate in our organs. Some of the chemicals in microplastics are associated with serious health impact. Just assume that there is a plastic bag. So this plastic bag, suppose it is lying outside, so it becomes very, very brittle, and it is becoming amorphous in a hot country like Kuwait. And once you rub it, it will become a powder. That powder goes where? That powder will go into the land. From land, it will go into the ground or into the water bodies. If it goes into the land, so what it is going to do is, whatever agriculture, whatever crop is there, it ends over there. If it goes into the water bodies, it goes into the bodies of the fish. We are going to see all these things in the next couple of slides. The next concept is about the microplastics. So what are microplastics? They are the tiny pieces of plastics from various sources, like tires, artificial tires. For vehicles, whenever we drive, so the plastic which is there on the, and rubber which is there on the tire, so that also gets abrasion is there. Then synthetic fiber, health product, leakages from industrial manufacturing and agricultural process, etc. The types of plastic which are produced are known as microplastic, and they end up in our air, on our land, and into our ocean. So normally what there is a saying that by about the year 2030, that means only about 5 or 6 years from now, 7 years from now, I don't know how much correct it is, that the total quantity of plastic in the water bodies, that means the oceans and rivers, will be more than the weight of the fish which is there in the water bodies. So we talk about nanoplastics, very, very small particles, 0.1 micrometers. Then small microplastics, they are less than 1 millimeters. Then large microplastics, 1 to 5 millimeters. Then mesoplastics, much bigger in size. And the macroplastics, that is greater than 200 millimeters. So all these categories are very, very harmful for the environment, that we are going to see in the next few slides. So as we discussed a few minutes back, the total oil production in the world, how much crude oil, how many refineries worldwide are there? The total number of refineries is 800. How much oil we process? We process about 5,000 million tons of oil. The total quantity of the global plastic production is about 400 to 450 million tons. Remember this number. So this is the quantity of the plastics which has been produced. So what happens? What is the fate of this plastic? We are going to discuss soon. Now, if you see from the year 1950 onwards, so from 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90, or say maybe the year 2000, the total quantity of the cumulative production was maybe limited to about 2 billion tons. But in the last 20 years, it has gone up from 2 billion tons to 8 billion tons. That means it has almost become 4 times in the last 20 years. A huge quantity of the plastic is being produced. That is not a problem. But what happens to the plastic after use? That is what we are going to discuss. And that is what is the plastic pollution. So this is nothing but the same thing. It tells that the different types of plastics are being produced, like polypropylene, LDPE, then HDPE, PVC, PET, etc. So the polypropylene and the LDPE is used mostly for packaging. The HDPE and polypropylene is used in the building constructions. So there is a variety of plastics which are there, which are used for different type of applications. Now, primary plastic production by industrial sector. So this is a very important thing, that plastics are mostly used for, out of the 400 million tons of the total plastics, about 146 million tons is used for packaging. And this is the place where the problem lies. So most of the plastic which is used for packaging is a single-use plastic. It is a thin plastic. So this is the one which creates most of the environmental concerns, apart from other ones. The next area where the plastics are being used are for buildings and constructions. They are used in textile sectors. They are used in automobile sectors, transportation sectors, electrical sectors, electronic sectors, like whatever we use, our computers, our mobiles, our gadgets, everything is all made up of plastic. Massive applications, a wonderful thing, but with a very bad side effects. That is related to the disposal. That is related to the pollution which is created by the plastics. So as we see the life cycle of the plastics, so most of the plastics, maybe about 98 to 90%, 99% are produced from the fossil fuels. So there is an extraction and conversion, then there is a manufacturing, and then these things are used, the plastics are used. So after the plastics are used up, they become a waste, and the wastes are discarded in 4 ways. Part of it goes for incineration, part of it will go for landfilling, and part of it is going to land up nowhere. It is going to land up in our lands. It is going to land up into our marine environment, and that is what is most disturbing. So how to control all these things? That is the purpose of today's discussion. Now, coming back, what for are we using the plastics? So about 36% of the total plastics is used for packaging. If we see our cars, so we'll see that about 30% of the cars are made up of plastic components. If we see our buildings, in our buildings, there is a huge quantity of the plastic, which is used for plumbing, for electrical fixtures, etc. So plastic is one thing which is invading each and every sphere of our life, but improper disposal of plastics leads to a lot of issues, for which we have to find out some solutions. So the total plastics waste, if we categorize by categories, so the first category is the one which is the short-lived plastics, mostly the single-use plastics, that is about 67%, and that is going to the municipal solid waste. The next category is the plastics from the automobiles. The third category is from the textiles, then buildings, and then electrical and electronics. So out of the total quantity of plastics waste which was generated, the majority is from the short-lived plastics, and that is the real villain. So this is a very important slide which tells us where the plastic goes. So plastic goes to the landfills, maybe about 50%. It is incinerated, maybe about 20%. Some of it is recycled, and the rest is, there is a mismanaged, and it is uncollected and leads to environmental issues. So if we see this graph, what we find is, in the last 2 years, what is happening is the quantity of the plastics which is being recycled. Earlier, there was no recycling. Now we have come to the extent of about 20% of the total plastic is recycled. Earlier, there was no incineration. Now incineration was also going to about 20%. So what we have to do is, we have to facilitate more and more of recycle, so that the third color, that is the blue color, the one which is discarded, should come down. And that is the way in which we will fight this pollution problem for the plastics. So this is the same thing, like out of the total global percentage of the plastic waste, 15% maybe for mechanical recycling, 1% for chemical recovery, 25% which is for going for incineration, and rest is for landfilling. So landfilling and unaccounted. So these are the two big categories which need to be addressed. Now this is an important chart which shows the left one, that out of the total quantity of the plastics which is there in the water bodies, the majority is the big plastics, that is the macroplastics, that is blue in color. Next is the one which is red in color. The third category is the one which is gray in color. They are the large microplastics, and the yellow one, which is the small microplastics. So what is most dangerous? All of them are most dangerous, but the one which is most dangerous is the blue one and the gray one. That is the microplastics and the large microplastics. On the right hand side, what we are depicting is the surface ocean plastics by the particle counts. Like many particles are many, if we count the particles, so most of the particles belongs to this small microplastic category, which is from 0.33 to about 1 millimeter size. Now, this is a very important picture which shows that out of the total production of plastic, as we were talking about, so if you see the first one, that is the dark blue, that is the total quantity of the plastic which is being produced in the last about 65 years. Then the light blue is the plastic which is still in use. The third category is the plastic used once and which is going straight forward and which is discarded into the landfills. A small category which is going to the incinerators. A smaller quantity is which is going for recycling. So what we need to do is the green thing, it need to be enhanced, and the top one need to be minimized. So what is wrong with the plastics? So one is, we talked about the plastic, the source of origin is hydrocarbons. Then there are a lot of additives which are added to the plastics, like we have some functional additives, some colorants are added, some fillers are added, the reinforcement chemicals are added, and there are a lot of hazardous chemicals which are there in the plastics, to the extent of about, say, 3,300 chemicals are there, which are there in the plastics, like bioaccumulative and toxic persistent chemicals, human health hazard chemicals, endocrine disrupting chemicals, environmental hazard chemicals. So a lot of chemicals are there. So looking at the plastic, don't think that it is harmless. It looks harmless. It can be used for food wrapping or wrapping of our packaging material, etc. So plastics is not of one category. There are various types of plastics. Many of them are very, very harmful for the environment, and they are made up of materials, chemicals, additives, which are very, very harmful to the human health and environment. So this figure, once again, because I'm talking about the same thing again and again. So it talks about the three things, that is the recycle, the second is incineration, and the third one is discarded. The quantity discarded, these are from different sources, the information has been gathered. The quantity which is discarded is very high, that need to be minimized. This is a slide which talks about the microplastics which are there in the marine environment. So the plastic particles, in the presence of the wind, in the presence of the heat of the sun, and in presence of the precipitation, they keep on moving, and from the land the plastics enters into the water bodies. From the road, abrasion of tires, road marking, from the artificial turfs, in addition to this, from the synthetic clothings, from the cosmetics, from the industry, agriculture, water waste, fishing, microplastics, shipping activities, aquaculture. So these are all the places from where the plastic go. It accumulates into the land and into the marine environment. So once again, plastic, once it goes into the sea, it is very, very difficult to clean that. So globally, there are about 5 or 6 places. There is no place in the ocean where there is, first of all, no plastics. Everywhere the plastic is there. Even to the, if you go to the deepest point, that is the Mariana Trench, there also plastic is there, and that is polluting. 5 areas are there in the world which are supposed to be very, very big, bigger than many cities all put together, and they are flooded with, littered with plastics all along. Now, once again, if we go to the plastics, what are the type of plastics which are creating problems? So LDPE, about 14%, PET, that is bottles, about 10%, then HDPE, high density, about 9%, then polypropylene is about 8%, polystyrene is about 2%, PVC 1%, polyurethane is about 0.2%. So LDPE, PET, HDPE, and polypropylene, these account for about 50% of the total plastic which is used for packaging. And this packaging waste is going to the majority of it is going to the landfills and to the environment, which are undesired. What is desired is selectively they should go for incineration and they should go for recycling. Now, the 7 of the most common marine litter items which are found in the coastal areas are plastic packaging used in food wrappers, beverage bottles, bottle caps, grocery bags, other plastic bags, plastic lids, plastic cups, plates, etc. So this is this picture talks about the sources, pathway, and sinks of the plastics. So how the plastics originate, how they move along with the wind, with the heat, with the natural disasters, with the environment, with the precipitation, with the transportation, how they enter into the land bodies and into the water bodies. And finally, they end up into the bodies of the marine organism. That is what they say is the most of the marine organism and most of the birds, they have got plastics in our body. That is not only true for them, that is true for us also. We also have got plastics in the body. The microplastic, the smaller particles. From where we got it? We are getting it from the water we drink. We are getting it from the food we eat. We are getting from our food chains. So what are the harmful effects on the environment because of plastic pollution? So damage to the coral reef. They are toxic for the human being. Ecosystem gets disrupted by microplastics. Effect on the benthic environment. Entanglement of the animals. Then ingestion of the marine litter into the human bodies. It happens in the land also, and it happens into the sea also. We must have read about these intestinal bursts experienced by the animals, which eat plastic by mistake. They can't differentiate well, eat, it gets stuck, and the intestine gets ruptured. Animals will die. So this is once again about the potential pathways, how it enters into the bodies of the fish. Not only the top layer. Don't think that the plastic is light. It floats on the top surface. It is there in the top. It is there in the middle. It is there in the deep levels also, to the extent that it is there in the Mariana Trench also, which is about 10 kilometers below the mean sea level. So the harmful effects are, it is harmful for the agriculture. It is harmful for the marine tourism. It is harmful for the marine transportation. It is harmful for the aquaculture, fisheries, beach cleanup, river cleanups, municipal cleanups, etc. So these are the different types of disruptions which are there, which are the negative impact which are there on the environment due to the plastic. Now the thing is, we have talked a lot about the plastic impact. Now let us talk about the solutions, how this problem can be solved. So this problem basically can be solved by, first of all, reducing the size of the problem. That means addressing on the consumption. We have to reduce our consumption. The second thing is reuse. The third is, next is recycle, and next is reorient and diversify. All these require the cooperation of the community, of we as an individual, and various other organs of the society. So we'll talk about these things. So the very first shift which need to be seen is, we have to accelerate the market for a reusable product. So we have to minimize the consumption of the plastics. We have to reuse them by accelerating the market for reusable products. Then the next is recycle, accelerating the market for plastic recycling by ensuring recycling becomes a more stable and a profitable venture. Then the third is reorient and diversify. That is shaping the market for plastic alternatives to enable sustainable substitutions, thus avoiding replacing plastic products with alternates that displace rather than reduce impacts. So once the presentation is over, only we are a couple of slides away from there are about 3 or 4 very, very excellent material, that is the books which are available. So I'll give a link to you so that you can download those books. I could have emailed to you, but that is not the right way. So in the resources section of the UNEP website, the link is given in our ASSP quota, web page. From there, you can go to UNEP website and their resources are there. Some 3, 4 very, very excellent books are there, which you can read and get more information. Now, once again, how to solve this crisis? So plastic pollution is a global problem. The solution is also requires a global approach. So we have got various stakeholders which have to play the role. As an individuals, we have to play the role. We have to minimize the use, consuming the plastics. We have to start reusing it. Then NGOs have to play a big role. Then community groups have to play their own role. The government will play its own role by establishing more and more recycling centers. The scientific community and academia, they are one of the stakeholders. The business and industries, which are responsible for, like the top 20 companies of the world, they create about 20% of the packaging plastics. So they have to play the role. Then financial investors can play a key role in mobilizing finance and setting standards for businesses and industries to move towards circular economy on plastics. So now there is a very good update in a historical decision at the 5th UN Environment Assembly in March 2020. All the 193 UN members states, they recognize that it is a very, very serious problem, this plastic pollution, and they decided that we have to take very, very stern action to end up the plastic pollution. So with negotiations on a binding legal agreement by 2024, just like we have got Montreal protocols, we have got a Kyoto protocols. So this waste management and how to address the plastic is also going to be tightened. The question is how to realize the goal. So people are working on those issues. Now, this is a very important picture which tells us that in case if we continue with as is scenario, and the next slide talks about if we implement the control measures. So what is going to be the changes? So what type of control measures we need to put is we have to maximize the recycling. We need to have proper incineration facilities, the waste collection facilities. So everything is done, then the total quantity of the plastic which is used, that is the production, that is the consumption itself is going to come down, which is very well depicted in the next slide. So this is the essence of what all we have discussed till now. So how to solve this plastic crisis by 2024 after applying the control measures? So we have to reduce, we have to substitute, we have to recycle, we have to work on disposal, and we have to work on address the mismanagement. So by reducing, we have to eliminate, reuse at the consumer ends, reuse new delivery models, then substitute with papers, coated papers, compostables, recycle, mechanical recycling with the open and the closed loops, and chemical recycling, plastic to plastic, and addressing the disposal like chemical conversion, plastic to fuel, landfill, incineration. Then we have to address the mismanagement, that is the open burning, terrestrial pollution, ocean pollution, etc. So in case if all these things are addressed, so this problem can be managed to a large extent. So you see the total potential which is there lies with reduce, that is about 30%. Substitution also helps, recycling also helps, disposal and waste management. So this is the way with these five measures we can address the crisis. Now, by applying these control measures, like market shift 1, accelerate the reuse. Market shift 2, accelerate the recycling. By accelerating the reuse, that is the plastic consumption expected to double by 2040 globally. So 30% of the plastic from short-lived plastics are avoidable and can be reused. And 70% of plastic reduction would come from reuse, refill, and delivery models. By accelerating recycle, like 6% of the plastics is recycled as of today. So 25 to 47% of the material is lost in today's recycling processes. So a lot of money can be saved to the extent of about $80 to $120 billion. The next category is align the design incentives with the recycle economy, designing for recycles. So recyclability and recycling the profitability can be doubled via design. Increase collection and sorting. So this is also one big area. So 22% of the plastic from short-lived products is not collected today. So about of the total population of the world, 8 billions, about 2 billion people lack access to collection services today. And 11 million informal waste pickers are there in the world. Then the market shift 3, that is reorient and diversify the market for sustainable and safe plastic alternates. So plastic consumption is expected to double, that is 2 times. So 17% of the plastic is short-lived plastics, which can be replaced with sustainable substitutes. Then prevent microplastics at their source. So more than 6% of the annual global plastic production is from microplastics. So about 89% of the microplastic releases end up in environmental pollution. So microplastic is one area where we have to work a lot. The next and the last one is identify or build safe waste disposal facilities. Like 23% of the collected plastics from short-lived products end up in dump sites. So more than 100 million tons of plastic from short-lived products needs a disposal solution by 2040. So we have been talking about these 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. So same things are there, but more expanded. That means reduce, reuse, recycle. So this is an overview of the subject. So thank you very much. If any questions are there, I'll be happy to answer your questions. If you don't have any questions, then I'll be asking you questions as a part of the quiz. So questions, please, from your side. Thank you. Use, recycle.
Yeah. Mr. Kayur Pandya raised his hand. Yeah. Mr. Kayur, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ramanna. Hi, sir. Thank you for the very nice presentation. Like there were very fruitful information in this. I have a curiosity about recycling. Like I heard about I also study about a pyrolysis process. Can we consider this pyrolysis process as a recycling, or is it a better way to produce, like to get something out from the waste, or it is not suggestible? Thank you, sir.
So we don't have any pyrolysis facilities as of now in Kuwait. So we have got 8 recyclers in the Kuwait. So who takes that plastic and they recycle it. So we are developing in this particular field. So there is not much about recycle of various types of plastics. Only a couple of plastics which can be recycled as of now. But total number of companies is coming up now. It used to be on the Kuwait website, if we see it is about 5, but we tried to find out total number of 8 companies are there in Kuwait as of now, recycle companies. So I could not fully answer your question, but that is what the information I'm having with me. About the pyrolysis part, I'm not aware in Kuwait. Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions? Okay, if any question, yeah, any other questions? You can mute it. Hello? Yeah, any, sorry. Okay, if any, yeah, any other questions? You can mute it. Sorry for the inconvenience. There is a technical issue. If any questions are there, you can put in the chat box so that we'll get a reply from the any. Okay. And now we'll move ahead. There is an online quiz session which is going to happen with the Kahoot. So I request any other questions? You can to take over. Sorry for the inconvenience. There is a technical issue. If any questions are there, you can put in the chat box so that we'll get a reply from the any. Okay. And now we'll move ahead. There is an online quiz session which is going to happen with the Kahoot. So I request any other questions? You can to take over. Sorry for the inconvenience. There is a technical issue. If any questions are there, you can put in the chat box so that we'll get a reply from the any. Okay. And now we'll move ahead. There is an online quiz session which is going to happen with the Kahoot. So I request any other questions? You can to take over. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Thank you. I got your question.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
why the plastic use is not means why we are using huge quantity of the plastic in Kuwait, right? So facilities are coming up. One thing is this: we have got a lot of huge. The price of hydrocarbon is very low. The polymeric industries, the plastic industries, the raw materials, the plastics. So it is available at a very cheap cost. And Kuwait is a very rich country. So we have got this. So we are using huge quantity, but this reduce, reuse, and recycles. So more facilities are coming up. Maybe in the future we'll see improvements are going to be there.
Ashok Lopati ji asked for the presentation. With your permission, I'll share this one too. Okay. Sir, I'll take the required content from our presenter and I'll provide you.
I'll speak. Can I speak?
Yeah.
About the presentation. So we have taken materials from various places. So there can be some copyright issues, etc. So I'll gift you 4 beautiful books are there, which are there. I'll tell you where it is, and those can be downloaded. And the material has been taken. They are very, very good books which are available. So rather than the presentation, those books will be very useful. So I'll just give a link of those books. I'll leave with our colleague. So he'll send that link to you so that you can download those books. Very interesting books. Very interesting material is there. Yes, Mr. Dhananjay, you are asking some question, please. I'm not able to listen to your voice.
Yeah, you can raise your hand, Mr. Dhananjay, if you want to ask. He put in chat box, sir. By considering adverse effect of plastic or environment on human health, waste should be classified as hazardous. Is it right?
Once
In the
again.
chat box, it is there. Yeah, click on the chat. Yeah, that's all.
Yes, Mr. Dhananjay. So plastic is more of an environmental nuisance as compared to, but what you're saying is I agree to that. So I'll also find out more information about that. So, but I agree to what you are saying. Regarding this material, you have to go to this UNEP website. There we have got resources. And under the resources category, we have got a beautiful book known as Beat Plastic Pollution. That is one. Second is known as Turning Off the Tap. That is very, very interesting. And the third, the most interesting, is Drowning in Plastics. It talks about the marine pollution. So these three and one more is there. So very beautiful books are there. So you can download it there. It's about, one is 75 pages, other is about 125 pages. Very, very informative. You will love to read them. They will pull you towards reading them. Any more questions?
Yeah. Now they can unmute and talk. Any question? Yeah, if any question. Just click that also. Any questions are there? You can unmute and ask. There's 2 more minutes. Otherwise, you can type in the chat box. We'll continue with the quiz now. Thank you.
Ramana, this is Ashok here.
Yes, sir. Unmute.
Hello, it's Ramana.
Welcome, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. No, I just want to thank Singh Saab. I heard his presentation 2 years back on World Environment Day. And again, I am hearing today, but it's very appreciated, Mr. BP Singh, my ex-colleague and very, very hardworking and intelligent guy. We got him for today's presentation. Thank you so much for joining today, Mr. Singh Saab.
Thank you for your kind words. You will find more improvement. Unfortunately, we don't get much time. So I required more time to prepare. Yeah. So we have got so much to offer. But only thing is there is not much time to put. There is an echo.
Appreciated, sir. Yes. Yeah. No problem, Singh Saab. We'll catch up. Yeah.
So if any more questions are there, I can answer. Otherwise, I can call it the session from my side. It can be closed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Ramna, if there is no question, then share the link for the quiz in the chat box.
We'll go with that later. Now it's the time for Ravi's ji to take over. Otherwise,
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Ramana ji, kindly make co-host.
yeah, done. You can go ahead. You can go ahead now. There is no demo play, right? Straight away we are going to Kahoot quiz, right?
Yes, we are going directly to the Kahoot quiz directly.
Okay.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I think everybody can see the screen now. So what you have to do, you can just go to kahoot.it in your any browser, maybe Safari, Google, whatever the browser. So kindly go to kahoot.it, kahoot.it, and then you can just directly enter the pin, this game pin over there. So this is a very short quiz program. So we have only 10 questions available. All the questions will be related to environment. So we will be having 20 seconds to answer each question. I hope everybody can hear the music also. It's rock and roll.
Yeah, now it's okay.
We have total 43 participants online now. 41. That I think will be our admin. So I think by 30 or 35 we can start.
I request everyone to join. If anyone has any query, unable to join, you may ask.
You can open any browser and you can just type www.kahoot.it and you can directly enter the game pin over there. And you can just put your name. We have 26 participants registered. This is our now. 28. have around 70% of people are joined. Sarji, can we start? So everyone ready? Just wait for another 20 seconds. Yeah, so be ready, team. I'm just starting the first question. This comes your first question on your screen. So we have now, this is the scoreboard after the first question. Saransh, Faisan, Yash, Said, and Ram. So team, we are going to the next question, question number 2. Great. So we will see. Yes, there is a change in the system. Yash has come to first. Saransh, Faisan, Said, and SP on our first 5 positions. So now we go to our question number 3. Very simple questions, you know. Just, so let's see our podium after our question number 3. Faizan, Said, Mazhar, Devendra, Tur, Najas came up now. So we have 7 places of Ram. So we are going to our question number 4. First World Environment Day celebrated. First World Environment Day celebrated. Very good. 3, 2, 1, complete. We will see. We have Mazhar, Faizan, Said, Devendra, Najas on the first 5 positions. Very good. So we go to our question number 5. This is our 50% questions will be completed. Question number 5 now. Yes, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the podium. There is a change. Syed, Devender, Yash is back. Faizan, Rihan climbed 6 positions. Very good, wonderful. So we are going to our 6th.
Praveshji, actually, EC is not allowed to participants, so I am going back.
Yeah, okay. You can just make the answer wrong, so you will definitely go down.
No, I was making 30 participants, but then
Yeah, fine.
it's going wrong way.
No
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next question. Yeah, question number 6. How much plastic is there in the world? Put the year over there. It's also done by a calculation. 4, 3, 2, 1. 8.3 billion tons. Yes, Faizan, Said, and
I did not answer how it is possible.
Maybe they didn't, they didn't score that much. It's about the seconds how fast they are answering. So you can still wait for one more question.
Okay. Okay.
So question number 7. Let's see question number 7. So let's see the podium now. Yeah. So Devendra Rathore on the top, Faizan, Said, NP, and Rehan. So we have 3 more questions to go. The question number 8.
Excellent. Still things can change. I can give hint here. The year I arrived in Kuwait.
So let's see. There is a change. Faizan, very good. Making a comeback on 3. NP, Devendra Rathore, Syed, and Rehan on top 5. So let's go to question number 9 now.
Excellent competition. Wow. Think again before you press.
Yeah, it's a theme, clearly written.
Very confusing. There is a difference between theme and hashtag.
Yes.
Pravesh, I'm taking any thing after 10 seconds only.
Oh my God. I have only one right answer. Let's see. DMF has came up on that.
Excellent.
That particular question.
Everyone, beat the plastic is a hashtag.
Yes.
Solution to plastic pollution is a theme.
It's the theme, yes.
I used it during my initial speech.
So come team, the last question of this event, question number 10. Be ready. Keep
Devendra, come on, NP.
Yes. Question number 10. Length of the world.
Beautiful. Very easy, just name is little bit changed.
Ready? Finish. Let's see.
Wow.
Let's see. So this is our final podium. The 3rd position is DMF. Devendra Rathore on 2nd position. And we have Faizan on 1st position.
Excellent.
And runner-up, we have 4th position NP and 5th position Majaz.
Congratulations. All of you, all of the participants, congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. And
Mr. Pravesh, thank you so much. Excellent questions you have taken. And also the answers you said were, little bit, you have to take care, not just like give answer. Very good, excellent. Thank you so much for your hard work once again. After, in the PDC also, you guys have done a wonderful job, and today also. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if I may ask, who is Mr. DMF? Could you please unmute yourself? DMF. If you may just introduce.
Sir, I'm Dhananjay.
Hello.
Yes,
Dhananjay,
sir.
hi.
I'm
Hi.
Dhananjay.
Congratulations, Dhananjay. Thanks for joining, and
Oh, thank you, sir.
congratulations. You enjoyed the quiz? How was it?
Yes, sir, definitely. Very
Wow.
nice.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You will get certificate, as well as there will be a gift from ASSP Kuwait Chapter. We will send you the mail.
Okay, sir.
Second, Mr. Devender.
Yes, sir.
It's
Good
Devender
evening.
or Devendra?
Devendra Rathod.
Devendra, hi Devendra, congratulations and thanks for joining today's session as well as this quiz. You are very tough competitor. Yani, you were in all the 5 positions. I have seen you. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Mashallah. Excellent. Devendra, please say a few words. How you feel about this kind of competitions?
Thank you, sir. It was a very interactive session as well as the quiz competition. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. All credit goes to our team, Mr. Prabish, Mr. Najas, Ramanna, our secretary, and all they are, very eager to keep this kind of thing in each and every of the meeting, inshallah. We
Yes,
will do this. Thank you.
I totally enjoy this quiz session. Very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now our today's winner, Mr. Faizan, could you please unmute yourself and introduce
Good evening, sir.
yourself? Very good evening.
Yes, sir. I'm Faizan. Yeah. Hello.
Faizan, actually, we have 3 Faizans. May I know your surname, please?
Faizan Thakur, sir.
Oh my God. Okay. And now I know. He is the father of. He is the son of our ex-president. Oh, superb. That is why you are intelligent. Now I know the reason. Mashallah.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Faizan. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. If you may say a few words about today's session
Yes,
and
sir.
the competition we had.
The presentation, it was very good, and as always, actually, the Prabish sir and team is planning always very good quiz. We are
Superb.
we want in every session, if they are planning, it will be very good. We are too much learning from this, so it's a very good session, and the quiz competition was also very good. Thank you so much,
Great.
sir.
Thank you. We want you guys also in our general body meeting. Every year we have a physical meeting for ending our, chapters for fiscal year. So inshallah, in this month somewhere or the first week of July, we will have our GBM, most probably on 6th of July. We will have a grand competition there with, very much valuable prizes. I request all of you to join us there and participate there also. Thank you so much. Congratulations once again to all of the winner, all participants. Mr. Secretary, back to you. Before that, anyone would like to say something about this competition from the joinees or from our seniors? Ashok sir, Balwanji. Okay, Secretary Ji, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you everyone, and thank you President for your valued words, and also thank you for our today's speaker and our head committee brother Yusuf. Now it's time for felicitations. Mr. Ramna, could you please share the flyer and the certificate?
Yeah. Just a minute. Could you please tell me the winners' names once again, Prabhiji?
Yeah, first is Faizan.
First, Faizan
And
Thakur.
second is, I think, Mr. Devendra.
Yeah, Devendra
Yeah,
Rathore.
Faizan Thakur.
I request three winners to
And
put
third
their
one is,
names
who
in
is
the chat
DMF?
box, please.
Dhananjay.
With the correct spelling. I
Dhananjay.
request three winners to put their names in a chat box with the correct spelling. Thank you, Mr. Faizan. Thank you, Mr. Devendra.
So winners are requested to put your names in the chat box.
They already did. Only,
Done,
yeah,
done.
done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
In second.
So we have a good number of participations by the SSP members, as well as some advisory body members are here. So if anyone would like to say something, is welcome to be here. Yeah.
I request Ashok sir to support us for felicitation of the speaker. Ashok sir, are you there with us? Ashok Garlapati sir, are you there with us? Maybe some mic issue. So, Banu Pratap sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much for today's effort. You know, your name has a one world record in its place. It is not like a Guinness book, but there is a record on your name. It is the highest spoken name on a television in the movie. You remember, right, sir?
Once again, please.
You know, your name, we can never forget because it is the highest spoken name on the television in movie.
Okay.
I heard it for at least for 10 years on the TV, especially Sony TV. Now you know what I'm talking, right, sir?
Right.
So
Okay.
we never forget your name, and you
Yeah.
also never forget us. Thank you so much. You always support us
Definitely.
in such kind
You
of
are so
events.
nice.
So nice of you, sir. So
participants.
nice of you.
So thank you.
And
all of
thank you
Thank
so
very
much. You know, we cannot compensate for the time you spend from the family, the time you spend to research and to make presentation. It's a valuable time you give to ASSP and give to society. But just as a token of thanks, we appreciate your efforts, and please accept a certificate from our side. We will make it reach to your good self. Thank you so much once again, and I'm sure in future also, whenever society needs you in terms of environment, I'm sure you would be ready to help and support the society. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Multiple thanks.
Pleasure is ours, sir. Thank you. Yes, now we will move to our next part. I request Mr. Ifam to take over. Ramana, could you please move to the next slide?
Yeah, I'm in next slide. Winner one.
Okay. So congratulations once again, Mr. Faizan Thakur, who is the first winner of today's quiz competition. The screen is stuck. Network issues seems, I don't know, from my side or from your side. The second
Now the
winner is
second
Mr.
winner.
Devendra. Am I audible, Ramana?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. So congratulations, Mr. Devendra Rathore.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And Mr. Dhananjay, congratulations and thank you for joining us today. Thank you so
There is
much.
some network issue.
Yeah, there is a
There
late
is some
display.
internet issue here. That's why we couldn't able.
No problem, Ramana.
Yes,
No problem.
yes. Okay, that's it.
That's it. Now I think it's a time for our Vice President, Mr. Safdar Ali Khan, to take the screen and speaker.
Thank you, President Majruddin Sheikh and our EC team for Kuwait Chapter. Today we come together to celebrate the significance of World Environmental Day. On behalf of ASSP Kuwait Chapter, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to each of and everyone today for joining this important commemoration. I will also express my gratitude to our keynote speaker, Mr. Bhanu Pratap Singh, SSP valued members and expert in the field of environmental practicing. Your valuable presence has enlightened us, and we are grateful for your presence and guidance. I would also like to extend my appreciation for our HSE event team and his committee who has worked to make this event possible. Further, I would also express our sincere appreciation to Pravesh and his team for running this Kahoot quiz and making the more meaningful to today learning. Since that content was so much engaging, we have our YouTube channel, which is containing all this today presentation, and it is a very appropriate and too much information are there. Those who had missed the initial part of this, still they can go and have a look. Lastly, I want to emphasize the World Environmental Day is not a one-day event, but a reminder of our ongoing responsibility to safeguard the planet. Let us carry the spirit of this day, and together let us make a conscious choice, adopt sustainable practices, and advocate the policy that prioritize environmental protection. With all, thank you very much to our chapter staff who has supported this event, and thank you for your valued presence for making this wonderful event. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Ramana.
Thank you, Safdar Sheikh. With this, we'll close our meeting as we are already delayed 20 minutes. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll have the networking opportunity in the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.